Yeah. Yes, sir. We back live in the building Monday, August 21st. Damn, AB.
Flying by, my guy.
Flying by, man. We're about to wrap up preseason. We'll be in the real NFL season pretty soon. I'm one half of the pod, Darius Butler. Got my co-host, Antoine Bethea.
What it do?
Not too much, man. Slow motion. How was the weekend for you on your side?
Weekend was good, man. Was able to relax. Just chill, man. Some self-time. Got some workouts in, man. So good weekend. Ready to start the week off. How about yours?
Same. Good weekend. Always a great weekend. Tough weekend for me on the golf course, though, man.
I seen little bro, man. I seen little bro post and say he got at you, man.
Man, he ain't lying. So yeah, the last few months we've been playing, and he started off this golf journey way before me, and I just kind of jumped him. We just getting better, kicking his ass. Couple Sundays ago, actually. Did him bad, did him greasy, and he took that shit to heart. He went in the lab, and the last 3 times we've been out, it's been rough on you, boy. I had to take a little bit of time off since then, but I'm gonna bounce back and get back right with the golf journey. Yeah, I got to, man. The golf journey is still full steam ahead. You still been working with them clubs, and
man,
what?
I've been moving, man, during the week, man. So it's kind of been rough like the past 2 weeks, but we set a time in this week, man. I'm gonna get back out there on Friday. We set a time, so I'm still in the mix.
All right. It's a bet. We'll talk a little golf today too. BMW Championship. We had a historic round on Sunday. Talk a little tennis.
Yeah.
A little bit of F1. F1 is back this weekend. We'll talk about where they at.
With some track. We got a little bit of track. We know we're gonna touch on
track. Maybe some women's basketball. And then obviously, the meat potatoes.
The women's basketball. You can say women's basketball or a little bit of
UFC,
MMA, boxing, you know what I mean? We're gonna touch on that.
Well, yeah, just so we gotta. I want to hear your thoughts on. But yeah, obviously the meat potatoes of this whole program is the football, and the NFL football is here. We're gonna talk about the AFC East.
Yes, sir.
One of the best. We expect one to be one of the best divisions in football this year. So we're gonna talk about the win totals there, who we picked to win that division at the end of the season, and then top 5 quarterbacks from both sides, the NFC and the AFC. So that's going to be interesting as well. So a lot to talk about with football and beyond, man. Anything else, man, before we get rolling?
Man. I'm ready to get into it, man. Let's talk. Let's get it. As always, interaction, we appreciate it. Comments, whatever. Let's get it.
Before we get started, tell a friend, man. M2M Live. We gone.
Yeah, we talking, man to man, they can't guard me, man to man, they don't wanna see us, man to man, they don't know how to beat us, man to man, 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 yeah, man, that's in me, that's why I want it so bad. Must be the hustler in me that keep my foot on the gas. When you got it from nothing and hard times ain't so bad. Just know I'm coming for everything that they said I couldn't have. I put my life inside it, yeah, I kept it solid. Yeah, I played the field, that's how I feel about it. We put numbers on the board, we always up the score. Yeah, we stuck to the plan and never ran. Now they can't see it, man. Yeah, we talking, man to man. They can't guard me, man to man. They don't wanna see us, man to man. They don't know how to beat us, man to man. Man to man, 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 man to man.
Any way we can get it, baby. Any way we can get it. Yo, hey, this weekend, man, there was a lot of sports on. What did you get a chance to watch? I know we had the NFL preseason. We had some soccer too. We had some soccer, we had some tennis, we had some golf. We had a lot going on, man. What did you actually get a chance to watch, if any?
Man, obviously NFL preseason tapped into that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I missed Coco. I was able to watch a little bit of the track events that was going on. That was really it, man. That was really it. You know,
we
really
won,
watch
we
too much TV. Say it again.
100. And we won the men's 100-meter dash too.
Trey Lyles.
Lyles.
Noah Lyles.
One of us is loud and wrong. But Noah Lyles got it done. But you know who else got it done? Somebody who's had to better themselves lately. Your moniker. A lot of people wrote her off. She was going through a lot. Our girl Sha'Carri Richardson, man.
Yeah, man.
What is she running? 10.9 too?
Yeah, something like that, man. I love to see it, man. And just the way, and the announcer, interviewed her after the race, man, and was just asking her about, what she's been hearing about, outside, how she's been killing the field. You know what I mean? She just been foot on the gas, and she was like, look, man, like I'm not worried about that anymore. You quoted here, I'm not worried about the world anymore. I've seen the world be my friend. I've seen the world turn on me. It's my time to actually do it for myself, man. And I love to see it, man, because you don't hear people talking about it. When she got suspended for the weed, everybody was on her. Everybody was talking bad about her, whatever the case may be. But now that the fact that she's jumped back on the scene, seems like seems focused. And she's at the top of her game right now. So, like you said, I always talk about it. I always say, man, better yourself. And obviously that's what she's done. And I'm happy for the young lady, man.
Yeah, man. I think it's been well documented now. She was going through some things when it came to the weed and failing the test. And like you said, everybody got something to say, and everybody got your eyes on you. Everybody's going to have an opinion on you, whether it's positive or negative. But, that opinion you got of yourself at your low points, at your high points, that's what matters the most. Obviously, you want a good support system and a support cast around you. That's definitely important. But you got to always believe in yourself, man, to be able to pick yourself back up. Because at some point, you're going to hit that bottom, whatever that bottom is for you, and you got to be able to pick yourself up and bounce back up. And to your point, she's been grinding. She's been locked in, and especially track, boxing, golf, tennis, like all these very individualized sports where it's just, me and you, we can have a teammate make a play or, have your back, you mess up. It's different when it's just you. It's just you in that lane in them blocks, ready to get in them blocks. And she's been locked in, stepping up to the task seemingly every time, as of late. So I'm excited to see her continue her journey. And we talked about it on here when she was going through the stuff, and we both said it. And this goes kind of across the board. Like, she was young, man, young, and you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make bad decisions. But to see what she's been doing, her mindset, her focus, man, I love to see it on that track, man.
How can you bounce back? Like you said, it's going to be some bumps along the way, man. It's going to be some, you're going to be at the mountaintop sometimes, but sometimes you're going to be in the valleys, man. So how can you bounce back? Do you have that, that wherewithal, that the grit, the grind, man, to really grind it out, man. And she's been doing it. So I love to see it. I love to see it.
Love to see it, man. And she's inspiring a lot of people out there too, man, with her doing it and doing things her way. 10.9 too. You think you can run a 10.9 too right now?
Hell no. Hell no. Hand me some more shit. Like, nah.
Had me just thinking about it, man. But she won. We talked about the other young man as well, Noah Lyles. He won as well. I think he ran a 9.83.
He was moving too. I would say probably like 30 meters, 40 meters in. Shit, he was in the middle of the pack.
And then took that last 40.
Yeah.
Boy, them track days. Boy, that was when I never took track serious. Because usually with sports, like, I gotta like the the practice part of it too. The games are the games, but the practice and like basketball, always like basketball practice, always like football practice. But track, man, especially down in South Florida, it's just hot as shit. We out here waiting around. We running. It's just me against the clock. So, you know, I only took it serious on the meet days, pause, on the track meet days. And boy, oh boy, as you start getting them like districts and regionals, and you start states, I said, yeah, this definitely ain't for me. But even when you get against them cats who take it that serious.
Yeah. My track coach, well, one of my he was a JV head football coach, and he was the assistant's varsity coach, football coach. He was the head track coach, and he tried to get me to come out my freshman year. It's one thing I regretted. I wish if I do it over again, I would have ran track, but you know, indoor track
all through high school.
Yeah, but it was tough too because indoor track was basketball season for us, and then outdoor track. Sure, I was playing basketball again. We had like a spring league or whatever. So for me, my main focus was football and basketball. Track was like, you know, all right. But if I would have done it, if I could do it over again, I would have ran track. But that first and only track practice I went to, you know, we had to walk down a hill to get to our track. Man, shit, middle of that practice, first thing, man, I'm going back up the hill, man. This ain't for me.
I'm cool. Yeah, I can't do it. I'm cool. Even the track meets. You know, if you got, you know, you got the sprints, so you got the stuff, you got to wait till, you know, you do an event and then you got to wait. Like, nah, man, I did the high jump, long jump, 100, 4x1. Then finally they got me into that 200. Whew.
Marcus, you know about that hill, man.
You working the quads before you even get started with the track practice.
Facts. But shout out to Shakari Richardson, man.
Big shout out. Another big shout out to Coco Golf as well. You dropped a stat on before we got rolling. What was that?
First teenager in 50 years, I think, to win the what was it? They announced
the Cincinnati Open.
It's a Cincinnati Open, but the article that I read, they had it down as something else. But she was the first teenager in 50 years to win, man. In her first WTA 1000 title. I had to look that up too, as far as like the difference between, you know, the 1000. I think they got a 500, they got a 250 as well. But shout out to Coco Golf, man. It's big shout out.
Big shout out. I know I saw her, you know, last time was it against Pagula? The last time I saw her play, I know she took the L, but bouncing back once again, you're in that arena by yourself. And she bounced back as a 19-year-old. And obviously, she's been in the limelight for some years now. But as a 19-year-old, wins her first WTA 1000 title at the Cincinnati Open. So shout out to Coco, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to her grinding. Yo, Ray's on.
Shout out to Nakiba. First teenager in 50 years to win the Western and Southern Open. That's what they had it at. Yeah. So.
Okay, so what would this one be? Southern or Western? Cincinnati, that's Midwest, isn't it?
Yeah. So however they break it up.
Yeah, don't get us to line there. But shout out to Coco. What else we got on some sports outside of football? Anthony Edwards. I know we had some questions about Team USA, and who was gonna be the guy who was gonna step up. It looked like Ant-Man. Potentially one of my picks would be one of the next faces for sure of the NBA. Obviously, right now, I think it's still LeBron and still Steph. They're kind of at the end or close to the end, you know, their runs. But I think Ant-Man, I think he's kind of the next guy in line. You see, he got that number 10 on Team USA. We know it's been some greats to wear that 10 code. Did Tatum wear 10?
I don't know, Tatum. I when I seen 10, the first name came to mind was Kobe.
All right, that's good enough for me. But man, Steve Kerr on Anthony Edwards. Steve Kerr, Anthony Edwards, 34-point game versus my birth country, Germany. He is unquestionably the guy. Stepped up, made some big shots late in the game against Germany. What's your expectation for Team USA and Edwards going forward, man?
Man, you know, I ain't gonna front. When I originally seen the team, I'm like, damn, we missing some faces. Like, we missing some people. But you know, the coaches and the directors that pick the team, they there for a reason. So obviously they know something that we don't know. As far as the construct of the team. But like you said, they've been balling. They've been holding their own, doing their thing. Obviously, Ant Edwards has stepped up to be that guy. I know just watching clips of him in practice and just on the court, man, it seemed like he's taking his game to the next level. So definitely interested to see what Team USA, how they finish and how they do along the journey. You know what I mean?
For sure. I know Team Canada, they got a squad out there. But Team USA, Paolo, we got Banchero, Rookie of the Year, Rainer, Rookie of the Year, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, and Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Pacers point guard, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Jaren Jackson Jr., Defensive Player of the Year, Cam Johnson, Walker Kessler, Bobby Portis, Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves has been making some plays too. Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, and Tyronn Lue, and Mark Few is on the coaching staff. That's a solid coaching staff.
So the clip I seen was they was in practice and Edwards went up for a dunk. Jaren Jackson was there. You seen that? And Edwards was like, "You supposed to be Defensive Player of the Year." So
jump.
And I like that. I like that. You know what I mean? Talking shit. You know, it's the best of the best. And obviously, you know, you out there on the court. It's like, okay, I'm gonna show y'all boys like I'm the guy. So, hey, I guess Ant-Man been showing in practice. Look, man, this is what I'm gonna do to y'all.
I love to see that, man. You always hear. We always used to hear the stories before we got to see a lot of it. The stories with like the Dream Team going at it, or you know, some of the USA team going at it with some of the young college players at the time.
Mm-hmm.
The different shit talking that was going on. So I love to see it. I love to see that attitude, like you said, talking that shit, iron sharp as iron. Because it is, I think it's going to be competitive. You know, the world outside of America is just getting better and better and better. You can look at the NBA, look at the stars. Some of the faces of the league, Greek Freak, Bede, Luka, Joker, like the list goes on.
It's not
guy. What'd you say?
It's not going to be as easy as it used to be. Gotta come with your A game every time. So it's not gonna be the other team wanting to get autographed after the game. We'll take pictures with the guys how it was with MJ and Barkley and them boys. So gotta come with your A game every time.
Different environment for sure, man. What else we got before what you want to get to next, man?
Hey man, you know us. I don't know if this was wild. So it was a lot going on, a lot being said. And I told D Butt, I was like, you know, people might feel a certain type of way about this.
Well, so what did you see with this? Because I saw this was maybe a week or so ago. Some of the conversation around. I think she was saying that she was going to be joining the Nigerian basketball team, and then some of the players, nah, that's cap, that's bullshit, that's not happening. Yeah. And then some reports that came out of some incident that took place at a practice or a scrimmage. And then we saw.
And then you know it was reported that you know it was some terms that were used while they were playing, and then. This happened.
Yiki.
Woo.
Shit. Now, it was some other videos too of what led to this. Because this was, you know, you see her. I would say this was a sneak. She snuck her, you know, ran down on the snuck. You know, Liz that's a big girl. That's a big girl, but she dove in there, snuck on her left, but at the same time, Liz probably should have saw this coming based on the other videos. I don't think we have them loaded up. But, you know, Liz coming across, I saw her smack a chick like from behind.
Then an elbow in the throat or something like that. And then it was like when she was walking to the bench, she was like looking at the opposing bench like talking that shit. And I guess Shorty, man, was like, nah, I'm having enough of this. And she leaned into her.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on with Liz, man, but you know, she was on when she was doing her thing in the WNBA.
Aces, yeah.
Like she was one of them top dogs. I don't know what's been going on you know,
I
with a
don't know, but
sense.
we're gonna watch that one more time.
Jeez.
Woo!
Oh,
Woo!
oh my God! I thought the frame.
You see, number her.
Something wrong with you, man. Something wrong with you, man.
Hold on. I want y'all to
Something wrong with you, man.
watch her teammate number 4. One more
Oh,
time.
no, her teammates didn't want no smoke.
Shit, was you after you seen Shorty leaning on your teammate like
that?
Hey,
you know.
Hey, watch her teammate number 4. Oh my God, you see no.
What the hell?
Hey, that shit ain't funny, man. That shit ain't funny. Woo.
Something wrong with you, man.
Hey.
But Liz,
she got jumped.
yeah. From whoever threw that left in that floor, they jumped it for sure. But
what else we got?
Keep your head in the swivel on here, man. Keep your head in the swivel out here.
Got to.
I hate to see it, man. You know, we don't condone violence on the man part, but once again, we maybe should have shown what led up to that. But I think it was kind of deserved. But it was you know, you hate to see it, man. But moving on. Victor Hovland, this past Sunday, BMW Championship, huge FedEx playoff tournament. This dude shot a 61 on Sunday. I think he shot a 28 on the back 9, which is insane. So this was the breakdown of his back 9. He hit 6 out of 7 fairways. So he had 7 opportunities to hit fairways on a par 4 or 5, and he hit 6 out of 7. 9 out of 9 greens in regulation. So greens in regulation, if it's a par 4, I mean your second shot is on a green. So you're putting for birdie, you're putting for par. Same thing on a par 5. You're on the green, and at least you know your third shot at least. So you're putting for birdie, par once again. So 9 out of 9 greens regulation. 3.5 strokes gain on approach. Same thing total. 6 birdie looks inside 9 feet. So that means those shots that are being hit, them iron shots that can be from 150, 160, 180, 210, whatever out. Once they hit the green and stop, they were within 9 feet for the putt for birdie, which is insane. He had 8 threes on the scorecard. So that's either on pars on par 3s or 3 on par 4s and 5s. 11 putts, 28 total shots.
That's crazy.
That's an insane round on Sunday. So, you know, on Sundays in the golf tournament, that's like, you know, game 7s. That's, you know, the closeout game. That's everybody's watching. You're probably on one of the last pairings or groups to be playing. So everybody's watching. So it's a lot of pressure. So those are the toughest days to put. That's the Tiger. So if you grew up watching Tiger or seeing Tiger highlights, whenever you saw him with that red on, that was the Sunday. So Victor, man, absolute dog, unbelievable round.
Total shots. That's crazy.
On your back 9, like that's insane, bro. But shout out to him, man. 61. I believe he owns the course record now. Yep, lowest final round in FedEx Cup playoff history, lowest round of his career. Olympia Fields course record, his 5th career PGA win. Plenty for Victor Hovland to smile about. Shout out to him, man.
Facts.
That's huge, man. And it's the last thing before we get to the NFL stuff. Formula 1 is back. F1 is back.
Shout out, Max.
I'm excited. You know, AB's excited.
Shout out, Max.
And it's actually going to be the Dutch Grand Prix. So it's going to be in Zandvoort. So, yeah, we may be hearing the Dutch national anthem once again from Max. Shout out Max. Shout out Red Bull dominating. And then after Max, hey, what's happened over the summer break? Will they come back? Will Mercedes finally get a win? How will Ferrari look? Aston Martin. You know, we got some challenges behind the top dogs, Red Bull. But F1's finally back after their summer break, a long summer break, I felt like. But it's race week again, baby.
Man, shout out to my man Max, man. Going to be on that number 1 on the podium. Going to continue to do what he's been doing. That shit ain't even no competition out here, man.
All right, man. You know, sometimes it be like that sometimes, man. It'd be like that sometimes. All right, let's get to some NFL news, man. Did you see this?
Nah, I didn't. I just saw it in the over here in the thread, man. Raiders running back Josh Jacobs will end his holdout and reported to the team before week 1 against the Broncos. D-Butt, why do you think Josh Jacobs is ending his holdout? Why?
I mean, we saw. I mean, I kind of see this coming. I mean, I don't know why this is, but with the CBA, once that deadline passes with the franchise, players can't. And you know more about it from the agent side, so maybe you can shed some more light on this. But once you pass that deadline, the team can no longer negotiate a long-term contract with that player that season. So we saw Saquon kind of restructure and get, I think, $1 million more going into this season. He ended his holdout a long time ago. Jonathan Taylor, he's traveling with the team to Philly. I don't think he's going to practice this week, but he still wants more money or a trade, I believe, still right now. But Josh Jacobs, he had been away from the team, missed all the training camp, and now saying he'll report before the week 1 game. But I mean, you really don't have any leverage once that franchise tag deadline passes. So Josh Jacobs, I think all along, unless he was going to sit out the year or sit out games, which once again makes no sense. I think we knew this was going to happen. As a running back, I would like you to be in there from the start of training camp if you're going to show up anyway. But hey, to each his own. Josh Jacobs is back. That's great news for Raiders fans. Great news for the Raiders team. And I think great news for Josh Jacobs too, man. Another opportunity. Unfortunately, he got to go out there and play on a 1-year deal at the toughest position in the league to get paid at. But I'm hoping for another great year from him, another healthy year, more importantly. But what's your thoughts on this whole Josh Jacobs situation? What's your thoughts on this on the ruling that you can't negotiate that long-term deal after that deadline?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do more research on that. Like as far as why is that the case? Once you put that franchise tag on a player, you can't negotiate. I would think that at any time, if you feel as though, hey, we can get something done, you can take that tag off. But I have to look into that more. But as far as Josh Jacobs, like you said, no leverage really. If the holdout was, hey, I just don't want to take the beating or whatever. I just don't want to show up to training camp. I get that. But at the end of the day, hopefully he can go out here and have another good season and stack 2 seasons back to back. And hopefully we could revisit this conversation during the off season. Hopefully he gets compensated for what he's worth. But again, it's a business it's a business decision from the Las Vegas Raiders. He was hurt 2 years ago, had a great year last year, so maybe it's a business as well. Can you do it 2 years in a row? And then we can come back to the table and work something out. But hopefully, Josh comes out and be a dog like he is.
Yeah, I mean, and they need him. they gonna need him big time. He was a huge part of their run game. I think he was a big part of their pass game last year too. So they're definitely gonna need him in that offense. And people like to devalue the position, obviously, but it's different for every team. Every team is built differently. This team for sure needs a dominant running back. The Giants, with Daniel Jones at quarterback, for sure need him. I think the Colts, with the young quarterback we got driving the ship with Anthony Richardson, I think we for sure need Jonathan Taylor in there healthy, playing his best ball for Richardson's development. So, Patrick Mahomes, does he need an all-pro running back? No. Joe Burrow, hurt these guys? No, they don't need it. But these teams do. So I hope they get their money. I hope he gets paid. Someone asked, Trashy, can Josh be tagged again next year? Yes. I believe he can. This is the first time. I think you can be tagged twice. Yep. So he can be tagged this year, and then again, if so. So unfortunately, the running backs are just in some shitty situations right now, man.
Hey, well, shit, go out there and play ball, man. I mean, that's control what you can control. You can't control if a team franchises you.
Yeah,
you have to be like that, but you can control what you control, and that's you going out there and performing to the best of your ability. And then hopefully, on the back end, y'all can come together. We can, come to a conclusion, come to a decision where, hey, this works out for both of us. But hey, man, go do what you do. That's it.
Yeah, go out there and earn it again. Unfortunately, speaking of preseason, and Anthony Richardson was held out, didn't play this past preseason game. I think it's been reported that Aaron Rodgers is going to take snaps in his last preseason game with the Jets. Russell Wilson, he was pulled, I think, after 12 snaps with the first team. Then they got Stidham some reps with the ones, which is kind of normal. Well, some coaches like to get their backup some preseason reps with that first start group so that, obviously just in case something happens, they're in there. But how you feel about Anthony Richardson not playing his second game, the home preseason game, them holding him out? And then Aaron Rodgers actually playing in this last one. What's your thoughts on playing your guy? I know Mahomes and the Chiefs, they always play. But what's your thoughts on getting reps for these franchise quarterbacks in the preseason?
I think reps is good, and because it's not only for the quarterback, it's for the other guys that he's going to be playing with. You know what I mean? So I think it's important. I think it's very important. Obviously, you get those reps in practice, but we all know game reps are different. Especially with Anthony Richardson, I thought he would have got a couple snaps in the game, but organizational decision. But I definitely think it's a good thing to get those guys out there so the guys can hear the cadence, can hear the language, the terminology, and just how things are going to be going as the season progresses. So, but at the end of the day,
especially with a new team,
with Anthony Richardson, with the new OC, I just feel like the flow of everything, just practice is one thing, the game is another. Like being able to get as many practice reps, game simulated situations, I think is key.
Speaking of Jordan Love has kind of been knocking it out of the park with what he's been doing this preseason. Obviously, it's a different level. Once you hit that regular season, he's had time to sit behind Aaron Rodgers, sit in the same offense, same scheme as far as with Matt LaFleur and what he's been able to do. And now his opportunity. Really for me, I see this as kind of like Jordan Love's pseudo rookie year. Obviously, he's been in the organization. He's been getting reps. He's been practicing. He's been doing all these things, but it's nothing like actually getting those game reps and being the guy. Everybody knows, the media, the fans, the players, the opponents. Everybody knows Jordan Love is going to be the guy going forward. So my expectations for him will be like an expectation for like a rookie that played really, really well coming, like an Andrew Luck coming in, and we expect good things because he's on a good team. But what's your thoughts on Jordan Love? I know it's been a lot of talk about him and what he's been able to do this preseason. Kenny Pickett as well. Kenny Pickett, I feel like, has had a great preseason.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on those guys and your expectations for those guys and their respective, very legendary teams that they're leading this season?
Yeah, Jordan Love, man. I think, I think he's in a good situation, right? Where he's been in the system. He's been able to take a backseat and learn from one of the, a future Hall of Famer. Head coach OC knows and has seen Jordan Love. He's seen him a couple years in practice, in preseason, knows his strengths, knows his weaknesses, and now you can play around that. I think the thing for Jordan Love that now he is the starter, he is the guy, and I've said it all the time. Like it's tough when you have a guy that kind of comes in, middle of the season where teams really don't know what this guy's strengths are. Like, okay, how can we attack this guy? But now I just feel as though Jordan Love, he's going to be able to make the throws. He's going to be able to run around. But when guys and defenses and DCs are able to sit back and have a week or 2 weeks to really sit back and look and say, hey, this is how we can defend this guy. How is he going to look then? But I think he will come out and have a good season and be good for I think he'll be good for the Packers.
I think so too. I think he'll be good for the Packers. I think a lot of people are going to overreact to this year because the expectations are high. But I don't expect them to win the division. Honestly, I don't expect the Packers to go to the playoffs this year, but I do expect Jordan Love to play good football for a young quarterback. I think he does have the tools. I think he does have good coaching. And for that coaching staff, for Matt LaFleur, that magnifying glass is on him too. That spotlight is on him because he's won, 12, 13 games in the regular season with Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback. But now you got a young guy who's not used to doing those type of things, leading the ship. So it's going to be interesting. But I don't think this year, they'll win it or compete to win that division. But I think going forward, for sure, the Packers once again will be in good hands.
One thing I'm interested in seeing is that, with the OCs and the play callers, being that, we have a number of really young quarterbacks that's going to be leading their teams week one. I'm interested to see how these play callers are going to maneuver and call the games, right? Where we don't have a Drew Brees, a Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady. You don't have these seasoned guys, under the center. So having these young guys, like again, that guy that's calling the plays on the sideline or from the booth, it's going to be very important of how he sees the game, how he calls the game, and really being able to have that patience with these young guys, because we've been saying they're gonna have some growing pains. This shit gonna look bad sometimes, and like you said, people gonna overreact. Hey, he's a bust, or he shouldn't be playing. But I'm extremely interested in seeing how these play callers are going to handle those situations.
Yeah, we got a lot. Shit, Brock Purdy's still young. He plays well beyond his years, but still a young guy. I think less than 10, 12 starts under his belt. C.J. Stroud, Richardson, Bryce Young will be starting this year. Justin Fields another year.
So you still got Kenny Pickett, that's pretty young.
Kenny Pickett, second year.
You said Justin Fields?
Yep, Justin Fields. So it's a lot of young quarterbacks. Who else? Ritter. Ritter down there in Atlanta. So to your point, that's going to be something to definitely keep your eye on this year across the league. League wide, that's going to be something that they're going to have to do. Speaking of, half the league, man to man, we got a top 5 list today, man, with the NFC quarterbacks. I was on Pat's show on Friday, and the conversation came up around the NFC quarterbacks, and I kind of shot, off the top of my, I said, shit, Jared Goff came up. Jared Goff, we talked about it here on the pod too a few weeks back. I said Jared Goff might be I put him probably top 2, 3 in the NFC. That made some waves. Got a lot of people talking. So I said, you know what? We need to make our own top 5 list right now going into the 2023 NFL football season with each conference. NFC, AFC. We're going to start with the NFC. Top 5. Let's see. NFC number 5. My number 5. Kirk Cousins. Kirk changed from last year. AB's number 5 in the NFC is Geno Smith. Why you went with Geno Smith here?
Man, Geno had a good year. He had a good year, man. Got compensated for it. But just and I feel like it could have went. I could have put him maybe at 4, but I feel like Geno, he did it 1 year, and it's no knock. He has Seattle looking really good. If it was a situation where Geno, this was the 3rd year Geno has led his team and looked like this, I probably would have put him up a little higher. But just coming off that one good year. But again, man, Geno, like you said, people wrote him off, man. And he's bettering himself, and he's still rocking, baby.
Hey, still ain't right back. Shout out to Geno. Let's get another young cat from the crib. Second round pick, was a prolific college quarterback. Came in with high expectations in New York. And you talk about it a lot, not having a great surrounding, probably not great coaching, not great talent around him, but he's got all that in Seattle. Seattle moved on from Russell Wilson, and he balled. And I think they got better talent-wise around him. Kirk Cousins, great year. Last year, statistically, one of the best, a lot of people say, with Justin Jefferson as a receiver. They added Jordan Addison. So he's on my top 5 list in the NFC. A lot of these NFC quarterbacks, they kind of bunched up in there, honestly, after probably the top 1. Honestly, I feel like I can go either way. But that's my 5 pick, Kirk Cousins, and yours is Geno Smith. Number 4, we both got the same guy.
Yep.
Dak Prescott. And I haven't even looked at your full list yet, but Dak Prescott, 4. Him and Kirk Cousins, I feel like kind of right there. They got better, bringing Brandon Cooks in. You got CD Lamb, you got Pollard, and you got what you would hope to be a good offensive line in front of him. Mike McCarthy, he took back over play calling duties this year. Got a great defense on the other side, so I don't think they'll be as aggressive as Kellen Moore was in the previous years. But Dak Prescott, man, a lot to prove, I think, this year, being the face of America's team. So he is 4 on my list for those reasons. What about you? How do you make your 4 spot?
So you know what, for that, and you said it right, and I feel like we've said this for the past couple of years. Dak has a lot to prove. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of like the storyline with Dak and the Cowboys. Oh, he has a lot to prove. Oh, CeeDee Lamb. Oh, Zeke. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, man, he has to get over that hump. You know what I mean? And I think this is, for me, this is the year you got to get over that hump, and you got to take your team to where everybody thinks you can take your team. I'm not mediocrity, honestly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they haven't made the playoffs. No excuse, no explanations, man. Like, this is the time where you got to get it done. We all know Dak has that talent, but to be able to have your name mentioned as the cream of the crop of quarterbacks, man, you got to take it to the next level. But he does have talent. He is a leader, man, but just got to take that next step.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Got to take that next step and get to the playoffs and get some wins. Ooh, you got Matt Stafford there. See, Matt Stafford, I'm going to let you know right now, he didn't make my list. I don't know where he's going to be after that injury, man. Big injury. We were in the same draft class, so he's been around a long time. But that injury, I'm surprised to see. I mean, not surprised. I'm interested to see how he bounces back this year. But he can easily be in that 2 spot if he comes back healthy, full steam ahead. Now, you see, I got Geno. Talked about him already. I think they got better talent-wise. Jackson Smith, Enigma, they drafted out of Ohio State. Kenneth Walker back behind him. I think Geno takes another step after that big step last year. You got Matt Stafford at 3.
Yeah, like you say, coming off the injury, man. But hey, when Matt's out there, man, he gets it done, makes all the throws. Obviously, we seen, he was with a tough organization for a majority of his career, but when he was able to get with a team that, good coaching, good players around him, man, shit, he went and got that thing. Pause. And obviously coming off injury, like you said. Want to see how he's able to rebound off that injury. But, man, Matt Stafford, healthy Matt Stafford, man, I got him at the top in the NFC, as you can see.
Super Bowl champion, Matt Stafford. And Kirk Cousins, number 2 for AB. I got Jared Goff, number 2, man, coming off a great season. This guy was the number 1 pick. This guy has led his team to a Super Bowl. This guy has great coaching. They kept Ben Johnson in that building as the offensive coordinator, which was a big, big move for him. I think they've got pretty good talent around him, and I think he takes another step in that NFC. Betting favorites we saw a few weeks ago to win that NFC North, which is surprising for the Detroit Lions, but I think the Detroit Lions, they take another step this year. We always talk about how do you handle success as a player, how do you handle success as a team, and the target is somewhat on the Lions' back. This year, opening up the season against the Chiefs. But Jared Goff is my number 2 quarterback in the NFC. And you got Kirko up at 2 for you.
Yeah. I know a lot of people might be like, why you got Kirk Cousins at number 2? It doesn't look pretty at all the time, but he gets the job done, man. And at that quarterback position, man, that's what you want. Obviously he got to get his team over the hump as well. And then, losing Dalvin Cook, that's going to be a big loss for him and that offense, man. But, he gets his done. He gets his done. It doesn't always look pretty. Leads his team. So, that's my number 2.
All right, fair enough. And number 1, we agree here. No conversation, no debate. Hands down, number 1. I know you had him as your MVP pick last year, even with missing those 2 games. If he didn't miss the 2 games, I would have definitely went with him. I've been a huge Jalen Hurts fan from the jump. Super Bowl appearance, playoff appearance the year before that. He just continues to get better every single year. So I expect him, as crazy as it sounds, to make another jump this year with that Philadelphia Eagles offense. I'm assuming that's a lot of the same reason you got him up here at 1. But why you got Jalen Hurts up here at the top of your list?
Yeah, man, you said it. I just feel like he's going to get better. You know, another year in the offense, another year with the guys. You know, I just think that builds confidence. You know, just the familiarity with the situation. And he has it. He has it all, man. He can beat you with his legs. He can throw the rock, man. So just with him, just continue to mature at the position. I think we'll see a lot more of Jalen Hurts and just a good play that he's been showing and showcasing.
I'm right there with you, man. Let's fly through this AFC. We both got the same guy at 5, Josh Allen. Unbelievable talent, Madden created player, like at the quarterback position. Just got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
Facts.
Cutting back on the bonehead decisions, but everything you want at the quarterback position. That's why I put Josh Allen at 5 for me over in the AFC, which is
loaded.
This list is gonna look a little bit different than that NFC list.
Yeah,
why you got him there?
I agree with you, man. Got to take care of the ball, but you know, again, he's a dog. He can launch the ball 60, 70 yards down the field. He's a load to tackle, but got to take care of that ball, man. And you know, that's primarily it. Just number 5, just because of the other dogs that's in this division, really.
Absolutely. We're on the same page there, though. That's interesting. Ooh, different pages here. AB.
Yeah.
You got A-Rod at number 4 over the low to AFC. Wait, where did this come from?
Hey, man, future Hall of Famer, man. I don't care what you're talking about. He can still get it done. I'm excited to see him in this new team, with a lot of young guys, man. So I feel like he'll be able to enhance their play. You know, guys in the backfield and outside, and he can still do it, man. He can still make all the throws. You know, I would have been a fool not to have Aaron Rodgers in my top 5.
Yeah, some would say you would be a fool not to have him in your top 5, but I don't think he'll have to do too much this season. Great defense, great weapons around him, I think. But looking forward to A-Rod over there in New York. You know, I got my guy Jay Herbo a little bit too low, a little bit lower on this list than I would like to, but I had to be real. This is where he's at right now going into the season. Number 4, number 1 highest paid at the position, though. And the guy that was the highest paid before that, Lamar Jackson, coming off, he had some injuries late last year, but he's been a unanimous MVP. He's got weapons around him. He's got a new offense. I think I just feel like this is Lamar's year. Lamar is at the 3 position. Crazy as it sounds, he could be 1 at the end of this season with how things are built around him. Wide receiver room got better. Odell, Zay Flowers in the building, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, somewhat healthy backfield, good offensive line in front of him. I'm excited about Lamar doing his thing this year. I think it's his year. Contract situation figured out. It's all ball now. That's why I got him at number 3. What about you?
Excuse the noise in the background, but I'm right there with you, man. You bring in OBJ, you got Zay Flowers, man, Mark Andrews. I've talked about him for a couple years, where he's one of my favorite tight ends in the league. Got a loaded backfield. So again, you know, a new offensive coordinator, man, and you know, I just think we continue to see Lamar's games progress, man, and being able to get those guys in the room. I just think he takes another step, and just great play at the quarterback position.
Todd Monken, offensive coordinator, ready to see what you got, baby. Let's open that thing up. Pause. Joey Burrow, number 2. You know that's your guy. He's proved it. He's had some injuries I'm a little concerned about. He's got a calf injury coming into this season, but when he's on the field, he's an absolute dog. Already been to a Super Bowl. Joe Burrow is number 2 for me in the AFC.
Joe Cool, man, like you said, my guy, number 2. I am concerned about this calf injury, and especially the way it was re-aggravated. Obviously, it was something going on. Already had a sleeve on his calf, and then the way he tweaked it, man. Those are concerning injuries, but the type of injuries that could linger throughout the year, man. But Joe Cool, man, my number 2.
Man, and number 1, once again, on the same page, Patrick Mahomes, best in the business, hands down, no conversation there with that guy.
Yeah, we ain't got to talk about nothing right here.
Talk about it,
But
man.
before we go, man, I had some honorable mentions, man.
Okay.
In my NFC, my honorable mention, I had Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, he did some good stuff last year. I feel as though if he didn't get injured, it'll be interesting how that game would have went. I had Jared Goff, my honorable mention as well. And then in my AFC, I had Deshaun Watson, man. How soon we forget? But I had Deshaun Watson, I had your guy Herbert, and then also Trevor Lawrence was in that mix for me as well in the AFC.
Trevor Lawrence, we both left him off. Big year, but me and I'll let Jay Herbert know we appreciate the honorable mention for my guy. But AFC East, as we're gonna fly through these, man. Once again, we expect to be one of the best divisions in football next year. This year, it's here. Buffalo Bills, they're the favorites right now, plus 120 on the FanDuel Sportsbook. New York Jets right after them at plus 250. My Miami Dolphins at plus 290, and the Patriots pulling up the rear at plus 800. Let's get to these win totals. Let's start at the bottom. New England Patriots. Over under 7.5 wins for the New England Patriots. What say you, AB?
I'm gonna go under.
Ooh! Why?
I just don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, I get it. I get Belichick, but I don't see it, my guy. I don't see it. Like, I wanna say over because of that, and you just know, the Patriots are gonna come out. They're gonna be well prepared, but I just don't see it, man. I got the Patriots under.
Damn, there's some people that agree with you. I'm going over. I got too much faith in the coach, the guys there. Mac Jones, I think he takes a step this year with Bill O'Brien in the building. He was not put in a good situation last year. I'm not a huge Mac Jones fan, but he was not put in a good situation last year with Matt Patricia and Joe Judge calling the shots. I couldn't imagine the shit he dealt with all year. But over under for the Patriots, I'm going over. Plus money, plus 116. They win at least 8 games. Come on now, Bill. My Miami Dolphins over under set at 9.5 wins. We're dealing with a lot right now off the field. We got some issues going on with some of our players. We got injuries going on.
Yeah.
Tua, he looks more confident. He's bulked up a little bit. He took jiu-jitsu. He's learned how to fall.
What
so
he
they say jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu. Give me over. Miami Dolphins wins more than 9 games for me. Where you at with this one?
Can they get 10 wins? I think y'all gonna be. It's gonna be. Y'all gonna be right
close.
there. It's gonna be close. I see y'all like at 9 or 10.
Vic Fangio.
Defense is gonna be rocking. I know that. Ramsey.
He'll be back probably week 5, 6.
You know what? I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over. When Tua was healthy last year, y'all look good. I'm gonna go over. Y'all just gotta get that. Y'all gotta get y'all shit together, man.
Yeah.
I got 2 more weeks where y'all get the off the field issues together, but I'm gonna go over, D-Buck.
I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. And obviously, it's a big if we can keep Tua healthy, we can keep him upright. Got some injuries across the offensive line right now that I'm slightly concerned about, but we'll be all right. We're going to get over. New York Jets, over under 9.5 wins. They look great on paper. You brought in the quarterback. They said they're quarterback away. Great backfield. Garrett Wilson, offensive rookie of the year. Very, very, very good defense on the other side of the ball. I'm going over with the New York Jets with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. Where you at?
I'm right there with you, man. 9.5 wins. Jets, man, over. Just better quarterback play. You look at last year and the way their games went. If they would have just had a little bit of better quarterback play, they win a few of those games. So definitely, man, over 9.5 wins for the Jets this year.
All right, here we go. And the Bills. 10.5 wins is the over-under for them. Where's the plus money? Plus money is on the under, plus 118. 10.5 wins. So they got to win 11. Everybody, hey, the Bills have had high expectations for the last few years now. Josh Allen has had MVP expectations. The Bills have had Super Bowl expectations. They've continued to fall short, and the division has only gotten better around them. 10.5 wins. You know what? I'm going to put them right at 10. I'm going to go under. Buffalo Bills go under 10.5 wins. So I'm saying 10-7 season for the Buffalo Bills coming up. Where you at with the Buffalo Bills? Lost Leslie Frazier.
Man, I'm going
Josh Allen.
I'm not even going to look too deep into this. I've seen them the last couple of years and what they've been able to do. Obviously, they haven't made that jump to get to the big game, but you know, I can see them winning 11, 12 games. I'm going over.
AB's over. I'm going under. That's the only team I went under. I went over with the Pats, over with the Jets, over with the Dolphins, and under with the Bills. So who wins this division? AB, Bills are favored to win it. Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Patriots. That's the order. Who wins this division at the end of the year?
Jets.
Jets.
That's
what we buying the hype.
Hey, I'm bought in.
Plus 250.
Hey, damn. I bought in. Like you said, the defense is good. I'm talking on every level. The defense is good. You know, you bring in Dalvin Cook, Breece Hall, he'll be coming back off his injury sometime during this year. So you're gonna have a mid-season when you need that. You're gonna have a great 1-2 punch. Aaron Rodgers, he's seen it all. You got the offense rookie of the year out wide. Hey, why not?
Hey, why not? I want to go with my Dolphins. I do, but I'm right there with you. Jets. Jets. I'm buying the hype. It's all there for them. It's all there for the taking for all the reasons you just said. Great defense, great weapons around Aaron Rodgers. Guess what? He's got to take care of the ball and play good quarterback play. And that's something he's done his entire career at the best level. So I expect nothing different this year. So, yeah, Jets at plus 250 is the man-to-man pick to win the AFC East. And there you have it, man. I appreciate y'all for joining us, for rocking with us. We got a hard stop today at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
A little bit later on Up and Adams on FanDuel TV. And as always, we appreciate y'all, man. But keep the conversation going on the socials, on Twitter. Let me know who's in your top 5 AFC, NFC. Let me know who you think will win this AFC East division, man. We appreciate y'all for tapping in with us in the Man-to-Man pod. As always, man, it's Monday. Get your 30 minutes in. Get your walk. Do something. Health is wealth. Again, we appreciate y'all. Peace. Man to man, yeah, we talking. Man to man, they can't guard me. Man to man, they don't wanna see us. Man to man, they don't know how to beat us. Man to man, man to man, man to man, man to man, that's in me, that's why I want it so bad. Must be the hustler in me that keep my foot on the gas. When you got it from nothing and hard times ain't so bad. Just know I'm coming for everything that they said I couldn't have. I put my life inside it, yeah, I kept it solid. Yeah, I played the field, that's how I feel about it. We put numbers on the board, we always up the score. Yeah, we stuck to the plan and never ran. Now they can't see it, man. Yeah, we talking, man to man. They can't guard me, man to man. They don't wanna see us, man to man. They don't know how to beat us, man to man. Man to man, 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 man to man. Any way we can get it, baby. Any way we can get it. All right, fellas. Yes, sir. All right.